Hello, dear friends. I'm back again. Nice to have people who are already logged in. This is my third session online with regard to data security. The last session was more involved about what are the threat perceptions and how do we try to minimize the threat perception. I went in slightly undetailed way to make you people understand how we have to secure, but we more spoke about the threat perceptions, what could be threat, how do the systems get affected, what could be the reasons behind that, and those kind of things were discussed in the last video. I'm glad for the people who made it, and thank you all for the tremendous response I received after you people watched my video offline, online, and there are a lot of comments which I received, and there are a lot of positive feedback I have received, as well as few correction video feedbacks I received, which I am very glad that you people are observing and you're connecting me, and I'll be really glad if you can come back to me and letting me know what could be more, what do you people want to hear from me, and what is that you people really want to know about the technology part of it. I'll be really glad that you people come back to me and help me around with this venture and my journey towards making you people aware of the more features of the security thing. Yes, coming back to the topic today. The topic today is how to secure your data. Is basically how do I quarantine my data, how do I secure my data, because last time we spoke that data is the most important critical thing which we need to secure ourselves, and this time we will be telling you more about how to secure it, because last time we spoke about how the threat perception were there. Those who have joined, thank you again, and myself is Guru Prasad Murthy. I am a proprietor for Grants Infotech, and I've been in this business for IT service and infrastructure for 20 years now, and it's been a privilege and long journey and learning journey for me till now, and I hope to share more knowledge which I've gathered around these years with you all, and I hope that my knowledge will definitely help you all in resolving the security issue, which is the topic for today's concern. Yes, so today, as I said, that I will be talking about the data security in terms of how to make your data or the critical data secure. So, going by what I told you people, that until unless we allow somebody to get into our system, our mobile or desktop or laptop, it's pretty difficult for anybody to get into the system. Okay, so how do you make people not to get into? Let us consider, I will start with an example. Let us, I have a laptop myself which I use. So how do I make my laptop secure? So I can make my laptop secure by putting a firewall or putting a security system. I will not go into firewall because firewall is a bigger term which to use at current point for a basic people of Node. So how do I secure? So I put some security system. What is the best security systems when it comes to a laptop? So I will have to install an good, reputed and working antivirus, which is reputed working antivirus. Some of the example for the good antivirus are Quick Heal, Symantec, Kaspersky, and so forth. There are a lot of things. Trend Macro is good, K7 is good, but the top brands, 3 brands which I feel currently are running in India are Symantec, Trend Micro, Quick Heal and Kaspersky. These are the 4 very good brands which are running currently in India, and we have been getting a lot of supports from Quick Heal as well as Kaspersky, and we have been getting good results. And Symantec is very good enterprise product which we can use. Yes, and when it comes to higher enterprise product, we can always rely on Sophos, which is a Gartner product of the year, and it's a very good product when it comes to Sophos. Yeah, so why we can install an antivirus product in antivirus in my system, but antivirus normally is a simple term given, but normally an antivirus comes in 3 variants. What are these three variants? The three variants is that a simple antivirus, which can only secure a laptop in terms of somebody is putting a pen drive, or if there is some virus which is detected inside the laptop, it will try to secure a laptop with that way, or it will remove that threat from the laptop. But normally the threats, more of a threats comes into a system through emails or internet when we are browsing. So how do I secure those things? So the next step, as I said, there are three variants. So next variant of an antivirus is internet security. What happens in internet security includes the internet security as well as the antivirus part of it. So it is a combined product of antivirus plus internet security, wherein if any threat perceptions are coming from the internet, or if the threat perception is coming from any mails, that will be secured. Okay. Now there is another variant called total security, wherein it also takes care of your hard disk scanning, and it has got lot of tools to enhance the product. So actually the total security can say is more of a product enhancing features, and also it has got lot of child protection as well as blocking features. Basically total security helps you make your laptop more secured in terms of the performance also, just not the threat perception or the security part of it. Or it can also, for example, I can block an USB in total security, so that somebody coming and putting a pen drive on board, well, until unless he has an authorized password, he cannot just put a pen drive and take the data away, or he cannot copy any data from my laptop to the USB until unless it is enabled in the total security and he has the password for it. That if he doesn't have the password, he won't be able to copy data. So sometimes, if let us consider I have left a laptop somewhere and somebody is trying to take in the data through the USB or the hard drive or the pen drive, he won't be able to stake into my laptop until unless he has the password. So that's what total security does. It has got a lot of also tools, utilities wherein they can fine tune your hard disk. So basically to enhance the enhanced feature in terms of your PC or laptop. So the normally all the viruses will have three parts in them. That is the basic part, which is just an antivirus which secure you from your pen drives or other things which getting. The second part, as I said, is an internet security, wherein it gives enhanced security with in browsing as well as mails and etc. And even phishing is been taken care of in the internet security. Basically, lot of threat perceptions happens through the as I was talking last time, through the more so with the your adwares and malwares. So even you should need a product in adwares and malwares, so that protections can be secured through your internet security. And so basically these three types of layers are there which the products are available. So depending upon your need and necessity, you can always go for it. But my suggestion would be that at least you should have an internet security, because normally the threat perceptions is very high when you are connected to internet rather than anybody connecting physical things to you, or even a network is there, then only it will secure. But if you have internet security, you can get secured even with the things which may be coming through your internet, that is through phishing or through emails or through your browsing or through your adwares, malwares, that can be protected. Coming back to the product wise, yes, as I said, there's three, but Quick Heal has got a new feature which is included, which is recently included, is that after this ransomware attack has become phenomenal, they have made an auto backup facility wherein the files can be retrieved. That's a very good feature which is built in with the Quick Heal antivirus. So it's a very good product in terms of a SOHO segment which is comes to, because it gives an added feature of retrieving the data when there is a corruption. Because normally sometimes the mail comes and we are unable to understand which mail is that, we open by default and our total data is encrypted, and that kind of a thing it will be difficult for us to recover the thing. So rather than recovering with the corrupted data, we can always go back to the data which was backed up by the Quick Heal Internet Security, and it can retrieve the original data, because more so this ransomware attack, they will try it once, they will come in, they will encrypt the data, and then they won't perform anything else, because you won't be able to do anything. But with the data backed up through the Quickhill antivirus security, it definitely will help you retrieving the data. So my suggestion would be at this point of time to go for a Quickhill internet security, total security, when it comes to desktop, laptops, any kind of PCs which you have. So next, how to secure your data in terms of in mobile. Even in mobile nowadays, it's become more threatening times of it. So if we install the similar kind of products in your mobile also, so would be lot of protection for you all when it come to getting your mobile hacked, or somebody trying to sneak in data will be curtailed, because all the antiviruses which I have told you now are definitely trying to protect you all through the security features, like anti hijacking, or having a good protection towards the browsing, through where there's a tendency that you people may get affected in the mobile. So that protection is available through that. Now coming back to servers, which is more like an enterprise thing, and this is a very vast thing when it comes to enterprise, but giving the time duration, because the people of viewers more of a Soho people who are more here. So I would like to say that an enterprises product like Sophos and Symantec would be good, and when it comes to enterprise, you will have a lot of systems in the network, and there could be a lot of phishing which is coming, and ransomware attacks which may be concern for the corporates more, because normally the ransomware attackers will try to encrypt a corporate, because their data is more important, and they can get that can get them money. If there is a corporate, more the chances of them getting money is more when it comes to a corporate thing. Like a few months back, Cognizant got corrupted, so they could demand whatever amount they wish to, and try to get that data. So yes, so the corporate people have to be more secured in terms of them. So what they can do is they can deploy a firewall there. So the firewall as well as the antivirus, if it is a single company like Sophos provides an antivirus as well as the firewall. So what happens is that the product will work properly and most efficiently, because these products will try to control together, because the firewall as such will try to provide the as I said, I told last time I was explaining that there is a fortress for any kind of an organization, and if there is something which is somehow sneaked into inside also, it will try to protect through the antivirus. So put together the firewall as well as the antivirus, both put together can definitely perform you and get you a good results in terms of securing your systems. And when you are securing in systems, definitely like desktop PCs, mobile or this thing, your data is automatically getting secured, because what you use for these things is more for data. There is, when I say data security, when I say data quarantine, when I say anything related to data, it means that we are trying to provide security to these kind of devices where we are accumulating the data. Like in mobile, we'll have a lot of sensitive information about our personal things. Maybe it might be photos, maybe it may be because nowadays I'm doing banking through mobile. There could be a lot of things which we do in our mobile. But when it comes to security, we don't forget to install antivirus in the mobile. So all these things, installing a good antivirus, having a good reputed antivirus will help us in protecting the devices such as laptop, desktops or mobile. Right now, this is about putting an antivirus and protecting it. Now you may say that okay, fine. Now you said that Quickhill has a facility that it will recover the data when there is a requirement of the data, when the system is getting corrupted with ransomware. Yes, because of that backup we could definitely retrieve the data. but not everybody would like to go for quick kill. So what is the other things, how to secure your data if there is a corruption? Yes, we have got corrupted. We had antivirus, we had everything. Example, Cognizant also, even in a bank also, some banks also have got what they did and restore the data. Yes, they restored the data because they had the backup with them, and how to go about having a backup is another way of securing your data. What could be done to secure your data is that we can always have 3 levels depending upon the users. Like for example, the home users or the Soho users can always have their data backed up in their external drives, or even nowadays there are a lot of cloud drives available like Google Drive or anything, except that don't secure your password information in Google Drive or Dropbox. These things will definitely be their difficulty, because I've seen people storing their passwords inside a Google Drive, which is not a right thing to do. My suggestion would be to even password protect that document if at all you have to do, or you save it in a pen drive, those documents. Other things like your photos, you can always take a backup of your data in Google Drive, which is not very sensitive, like my photographs, maybe some documents or communication things. Such things can also be backed up, and even I can take my mail backup in Google, because Google provides 15 GB of free mail, so that could be backed up there. So this is a possibility when it comes to securing your data in terms of Soho users, laptop, mobile, or you can say your PC, desktops, like that. When people are working from home, their data is not much to the large extent, some 5 to 10 GB of. I'm talking about the critical data. You cannot say that you have very huge amount of your photographs which is a critical data. That always you can always save it in your external drives rather than put it in a online drive, which is a limited thing. So secure whatever is important you feel that it may be necessary for you in online drives. Now coming to an enterprise, there we have a lot of products which are there in the markets which do an online cloud backup. This could help in terms of securing your critical data, like Dhruva is there, very good, which is an Indian. I'm talking about Indian companies only here, because I would like to promote them in terms of. So Dhruva is there, who are again based in US, but they are an Indian company. Then we have a locally grown company called Walton Data Services, whom we are also associated, wherein they secure or encrypt the data. So what happens when you encrypt your data? The ransomware or any other ware which is the most notorious kind of thing cannot definitely encrypt it again. So the chances of an encrypted data getting encrypted is not there. So what I can do, I can always encrypt my data through the third-party tools which are available in the Walton Data, and I can buy a local cloud and their own cloud also, or we can always store the encrypted data in some NAS box, or even our external drives, and that data can be backed up in a regular interval, so that you have the data whenever it's necessary for you, and it is not lost for a longer period of time. Yes, the most of the people whom we are associated with are more into manufacturing, and so their manufacturing process, their designs, their accounts data is more important. So when it comes to those people, we have made sure that we have if the data is large, we have an NAS box in-house only with a third party tool like Walton, wherein we encrypt the data and keep it in a place where even in the network also, if there is some corruption or some encryption which is happening, it's not affecting this data. So we are able to secure those data very well and very healthily, and we are able to help them around. Now coming to what if we don't want to go on investment or all that, there is also things in the server. There is something called image backup, which can be encrypted. So those facilities also can be enabled. Even Windows has come up with a lot of inbuilt features which could be configured and made available to the people, and those are the thing. And definitely see, when it comes to corporate, they have a lot of in-house people to do their job. But I'm just talking to you people in terms of the information which could be provided, because there will be a lot of people who won't be knowing how these people are doing, so that they also have a knowledge, or if somebody is missing the link here, they can know and come back to us always, getting more information on how to secure, so we can help them around with that. Okay, fine. So this is about how to secure the data. Today I won't be talking about these things in depth, because last time we had got a lot of questions around, and now also I believe some people are trying to send a lot of questions here. So because that way it will give a clarity to you people how to go about in securing your data. So coming to okay, so first we will try to address the questions which are available online right now. So are we vulnerable to third party applications on our network? That is coming from Sujit Kumar. Yes, Sujit, yes, definitely. There is a vulnerability of third-party applications on our network, because see, I'll give an example in the mobile app. See, any particular mobile app, you will have a lot of other similar kind of applications which will be lesser of lesser size. Okay, for example, a banking. So anybody who is trying to sneak into will want us to install their application inside. That will make their job easy. So how do I make an application which a customer is going to install in his phone or in his system? That I get in only possible they can replicate into some known application. So once they install the known applications, they can always create a replica of known applications, so people when they install them easily they will make because we will allow them when they are installing, when we will install it in the app, it will ask us to enable a lot of things, like enable our location, enable our secret data, phone calls, contacts, everything. So they can always get our critical data or the important security data from our mobile or PCs by installing the applications. Yes, that possibility is very high. In fact, that's how they do more. They try to send us a link, and by clicking that link, even this lottery people also do the same thing, but they ask to click us the link. That link will actually ultimately lead us in installing an application which will let them, you will only allow them by giving them all the access to your devices. So Kathy is here with how does a firewall incorporate threat detection? Yes, see, firewall is a fortress kind of a thing for any kind of a location or a company or a corporate house where there is a lot of network inbuilt. Or even let us consider as an individual I can also install a firewall. It's not necessary that somebody, but the necessity of a firewall becomes high when there is a corporate thing where there are a lot of systems in the network. So basically firewall help you to create a fortress in that location, so that your network is secured with the regular threat perceptions what we have been talking about, be it adware, malware, phishing and all. So the firewall acts as a main bridge there, the main security wall, wherein it doesn't allow anybody to come in until unless he is a known person and there is some data which is happening. That's why normally if you don't have a firewall, your data speed will be little bit more, but as you put the firewall, it normally becomes slower, because the data which is going inside the network and coming outside the network is thoroughly examined by this firewall, because firewall has an inbuilt antivirus system or the intelligent working nowadays. Even the Sophos has an AI working nowadays, which that's why they are a Gartner listed product and they are very high end product. So they are able to block the perception at the first, even something comes, because see if somebody is sending a mail to me, as some known person. Let us consider I receive a mail from you. Because I know you, I may say that, okay, fine, oh, she sent something important. I may open that without taking notice. At that point of time, the firewall won't be able to do anything because already the threat is coming down. Now the antivirus should take care and it will stop any data going outside. So the firewall will help us the data going outside from here, the critical data, as well as the antivirus will take care of making sure that whatever the application which is installed through this phishing mail is being deleted and the systems are back into normal. Okay, Suchit has come back with another question. It is necessary to have a complex password policy. It's very much necessary, Sujit, because see, the key to anything data is your password. So when you install an application, as you said earlier question, so there it will ask your permission by asking you to allow all these things like your important things like your contacts, your files, your photos, your cameras, all that thing. So at that point of time, the password plays an important role. So when we are doing some banking operations, people do have a tendency of keeping their name, as I was talking last video itself, that they keep it very small because they may keep pretending to forgot. So it is necessary at least they have some 16 digits of password. If they're able to remember that and they are able to keep that much big, something which is bigger than 16 digit, it's become difficult for anybody to sneak in through the password. So people can make use of that complexity of the passwords, which will give you enhanced security when you have more than 16 characters at least. And that should have, like other policies also, it should have a capital letter, it should have a special characters involved, and it should have numeric. All the things should be clubbed in, and it should be not like a synonymous kind of thing. For example, I keeping my daughter's name or my wife's names or my name in the passwords. That will become an obvious thing for people to crack it. So something should be difficult, something which should be different, as I was talking in my last video. Okay. Yes, so now I'll move on to the questions which were other questions which I had received over the week when I was talking about my last video. The first question what I had received were top cyber security concerns for our business, what they face today. I'll come back, I'll read it again. Top cyber security concern our businesses face today. Okay, so yes, the top security concern is the theft of their confidential data in the network, and also using the resources which is available, because when it comes to a corporate, they will have a lot of servers which will be online servers. So people not only steal the data from the corporates because they could get money by selling those data, or they may threaten the company and they may get good money for that data. If there is a ransomware, they may encrypt the data and they may ask for money to decrypt that. Okay, they need not have to take the data, but by encrypting it, they may earn money. So basically, when it comes to corporate, the threat perception is higher than what is a SOHO thing. So it becomes a app necessary for any corporate to have a very good firewall security system, password policies encrypt, and they should regularly keep on changing the passwords, and data, when it's kept to data, they should also deploy a proper backup solution, so that in case if there is some threat which has happened already and their data is corrupted, they are able to get back their critical data, because this critical data is not only theirs, that will be there. They have a lot of customers whose data will be there. For example, let us consider Flipkart is a very big company. Let us consider if somebody is able to crack in and able to retrieve the Flipkart customer details. So they will have my data also, because if I would have bought some thing from Flipkart, they will have my phone number, they will have my email ID, they will have everything. when they have everything, somebody can always get whatever the necessary thing, or they may try to sell this information to somebody for marketing also. They may get good money. So people, you have to be very careful with the corporate. It comes more. So the security threat perception is very high in terms of this thing. So I request, even if it is small, big people, do have to have a proper infrastructure when it comes to security systems in their premises. Do deploy some kind of a good this thing. So let's move on to the next question. What are the few ways to identify and address the cyber threats? See, as I told you, the one is antivirus, then having a malware, anti-malware, having a firewall. All these things will enhance our ability to detect this threat and neutralize those threats. This is the one thing which we can always work on. And these things keeps on evolving. That's why it's very important that you update your security updates whenever you are asked to. Don't stop because you may be busy. You may stop doing those updating your security, because when you update, you will get newer solutions which may be able to neutralize the newer variants of viruses which could harm your systems or your mobiles or your servers. Okay. Okay, then I have one question which is very important. I feel I should add. How can we ensure that all our sensitive data is secure? As I told you that how do I secure? So just by installing the antivirus or by deploying firewall and anything is one way of providing a threat perception. Even we have to be very frank, sometimes had a trouble in terms of securing. Then we came to know that not just by providing a security is sufficient, by having a backup solution to able to retrieve the data which is encrypted or corrupted, because once it's encrypted we cannot pay the amount they ask. So obviously it's better that we pay very less and nominal amount initially only to make the data secured and keep a backup of the secured data, so that secured data we are able to retrieve when there is a problem happening. So I request everybody to have some facility wherein you are able to back up your critical data. If the data is not more, do it in pen drive. You can do it in external hard disk, or even there are chances that your external hard disk may get corrupted. That's why as I said, you can always keep a data backup in your online drives which are available free for you for SOA customers. And always the corporates can go in with the security features which I data backup facilities which I just note. They can have a third party tool and encrypt the data and keep it so that there is no secondary encryption, or the threat presumption of ransomware attack is nullified basically. So I hope that in this session I have covered the brief. I'm not saying that I have gone in detail, because when we are on online, if I talk in depth of all these things, it will be boring for you people. I understand. So to make you people just to understand this few steps and this thing, so that you can always come back to me in case if you have more questions. Yes, I am enjoying my stint my online education, as you people are listening to me, and I am also able to gather more knowledge on myself also. So I am also learning with you all. So thanks for having given an opportunity for me for viewing me live, and always for people who have also, there are a lot of people who have viewed me after they have gone offline also. So, and I had received good feedback, and thank you once again, one and all. Thank you very much, Pranamagalu, for the people whom have come online. Yes, we'll catch up with you in the next session. See you with more questions. Hoping you will come back to me with more, giving me more challenging things to talk. Yes, we would like to talk about IoTs also, which is the next future thing which is happening in the IT world or the internet world. Next big thing is IoT. So we will try to cover IoT from the coming sessions. So my suggestion is please do keep on watching me. Thank you all. Namaskar.